What's up guys? Today is totally different day. I'm gonna do something totally different. It is Friday. A few hours ago in the morning, I asked guys on my Instagram. I asked guys on my Instagram to ask me questions, anything they want to know about me. I haven't done a Q&A in a very long time, so I was like, why not? Without further ado, we can begin. I asked, I'm sure you want to know who Frankie is and what Frankie's all about, yada yada yada, and all that. Yada yada yada. And then people just wrote a whole bunch of, questions. A whole bunch of questions. A lot of questions. I'll just scroll and then wherever I stop there. How much do you charge for your training? For training people at the gym? Training people at the gym, it depends on what package you're looking at, because we have a bunch of packages. It ranges from all the way from 12,500 per month to all the way to 25,000 per month. How old are you? I am 30. I turned 30 January this year, January 23rd actually. What uni did you go to? I went to two universities. Why? Because I did my first degree in Liverpool and I did my master's in Manchester Metropolitan. There's a lot of how old are you? How can I start my fitness journey? You just start. You just do it one day at a time. You start cleaning up your diet and say, okay, I'm gonna stop having this type of, cheat meal or this type of dirty food. And then you'll be like, okay, now from now on, I'll be walking to work or take the stairs. Yeah, just start. Your beard game is legit. And man, you got friends like, you with such zeal to work out. Link up. Oh, that wasn't even a question. Thanks. Blah 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 blah. No question, just crushing on you, neighbor. Ooh, that's a neighbor. That's creepy. How can I deal with constipation? Can exercise help? Exercise and nutrition, yes. If your bowel movement is, constantly being worked, definitely it's gonna help. So try, exercise so that you can speed up your metabolism and then consume fibrous foods, vegetables and all that. You've ever been depressed? I really don't know what depression feels like, but I have been down before. I've been very down. I don't know, but maybe, yeah. What's your height and weight? I am 5'11", so I'm an inch off 6 foot. I'm 6 foot when I wear shoes, so yes, don't roast me for that. My weight is 85. Are you a pure Kikuyu? No, I'm not pure Kikuyu. Why am I struggling to say that word? I'm not pure Kikuyu. I'm half Kuk, half Luya. But my Luya side has fully taken over because I've lived majority with the Luya side. I look more Luya. I look like my mom. My mom's the Luya, so I look exactly like my mom. Everyone in my family looks like my mom. And we grew up with my mom, so Luya side took over. Yeah. Can you get rid of hip dips? It's tough, but you can try. You can try do squats, try target the side area, but it's genetic. So you really have to put in work. What is your max bench press? My maximum bench press, this camera looking crooked. My maximum bench press is about 143 kgs. Skincare, bro, help a brother. Drink water, make sure you eat healthy food. Skin is all about that, and your skin will thank you for it. I thought you're Nigerian. No, I'm not Nigerian. I'm fully Kenyan, proud to be Kenyan. Why do you like thick ladies only? What type of question is this? No, I don't. I don't just like thick ladies only. I like all types of ladies. It's just I happen to be with a thick lady. That's life. Frankie, hey, you're such an inspiration. How did you grow such a tough heart towards hard situations? It's not necessarily growing a tough heart towards tough situation. It's just because a tough heart means you don't feel. I feel. The only difference is I just definitely try block out negative energy. The reason why I do that is because there's only one type of person. Actually, not one, but there's only a number of people. There's only a number of people who I really care about their thoughts, and those are people who definitely know me. Aside from, my mom, my brother, and my sister, those are my closest people. The other three people who I really care about what they think about me is my two boys and Kwamboka. And those are the only people who I think about when all these things are coming out. People don't know me. The only people who know me are a handful. Someone saying something about me on social media, they don't know who I am, so it doesn't really affect me to that level. It's not necessarily someone saying something negative that hurts, it's the betrayal that hurts. So if someone who knows you says something about you, that's when it hurts. That's when it hurts the most. But when someone who doesn't know you says something about you, it doesn't really hurt the same. Like, it's like, man, I thought I was a nice guy. Why would you say that about me? Like, you know, it's not like painful, but if it's someone who knows you, it's really, really, really painful. As I said, I will scroll and just stop. Why did you leave Maureen for Kwamboka? I didn't leave Maureen for Kwamboka. Maureen and I broke up. Then I met Kwamboka. It wasn't planned that I'm gonna get rid of this beautiful thing that we had going on and go try start another beautiful thing that now we have going on. That wasn't the thought process. We had our differences and we had our issues, and it's something that people need to understand, that in a relationship, people go through a lot of things. Let me tell you something. The amount of times people have told me, oh, you guys should have seen a therapist, you guys should have prayed about it, you guys should have done A, B, C, D. We did all that. If you knew who's the one who had that conversation with me, you'd be shocked yourself. I remember when we were having our troubles, I went to a pastor and I was like, yo, I had a conversation with him. We were seeing him. We were both seeing him. He's a pastor who deals with marriage counseling. Not that we were married, that's another thing. People thought Mo and I were married. We weren't married, we were engaged. He was helping us out through our hardships. And I remember there was one time that I went to him and he told me, what is going on between you guys right now is not getting any better. And the more you try force it, the more it becomes way, way, way toxic. The environment that you're building is going to become way, way, way toxic. When an environment becomes so toxic, it feeds into the children, and you don't want that. You don't want it to feed into the children. And he said, I think the best way to deal with this right now is take a break from each other. And once you take that break, realize what you need. If you guys find happiness apart, well and good. If you guys don't find happiness apart and you feel like you've grown yourself and you've understood who you are, you're actually happy with yourself. Happiness comes from within first, right? You can't let someone else make you happy. If you can really find that happiness in yourself first, you can now come back together and try and make it work. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. When we had to go our separate ways, that's when things just even got worse and worse and worse. And there are things which we just couldn't mend, we couldn't work through, and we've done all those things. Don't think we're just like wasting away 5-6 good years. With that said, again, I did not leave what I had to go to what I have, right? I found what I have after I left what I had. I want to be as candid as possible when it comes to this whole conversation. I don't want to just like sugarcoat things, and I don't want to paint anyone in any bad light, for sure, 100%. We're all not perfect. I'm sure a lot of people out there are dealing with the same thing, and a lot of people they don't know how to work it out. They don't know what to do. The only difference between me and you is that my life is in the public eye. Stop. Why are you a deadbeat dad? Okay, today we're being candid, so I'm definitely not gonna shy away from certain questions. We're just gonna go straight through it. So, deadbeat dad. Then the best thing to do is Google and search the definition of a deadbeat dad. The gender-specific deadbeat dad and deadbeat mom. So, okay, a mom can be a deadbeat as well, I guess. Are commonly used to refer to people who have parented a child and intentionally failed to pay child support ordered by a family law court or statutory agency such as the Child Support Agency. Okay, so it's actually a deadbeat parent, not necessarily a deadbeat dad. Each week I send money for my children's upkeep. Actually, let me just be candid and say I send 6,000 Kenyan shillings each week. Personally, I spend like maybe 2,500 on myself, and I'm a fully grown man. I pay school fees. So with school fees, Lexi goes to Montessori. He loves it there. It's a private school. The rent is not the rent. The school fees is not cheap at all. Let me just be candid. The school fees is about 150k per sem. Paying 150k is not easy. And there was a reason why he went to that school, which I'm not going to touch on, but there's a reason why he needed to go to that school at the beginning. The arrangement I have right now is that my mom helps me with a percentage of that school fees. We split it down the middle, so that's upkeep, school fees. My children have 2 nannies. Well, they had 2 nannies until recently. I was paying for both nannies. Baby mama and I had an agreement on how we're going to be splitting the nanny's fee. I pay a significant amount and then she tops it up. And that's what we've been doing for the past, I guess the past year. So I really don't see where the part of being a deadbeat dad comes in. Based on that analogy, based on that explanation, yesterday actually I paid school fees for online classes. So Lexi's doing online classes right now on Zoom. Like, how crazy is that? You know, back in the day we didn't even have computers. Now our children are doing classes on Zoom. I definitely have to ask you guys to really think hard about what a deadbeat dad means or a deadbeat parent means, because I definitely take care of my children at all times. Wanaume, you say you take care of your family, do you even pay rent? Okay. Okay, let me just give you guys a little bit of backstory, because I've seen people asking me about, like, if I take care of rent, if I take care of, you know, electricity and all those things in their house. When we were together, probably 2016, we were living in Raqqa. We had a really nice house. I remember we got a really nice house, we got a really nice deal. We stayed there for a full year. During that time, on Lexi's first birthday, I proposed to Mo. I remember telling my mom about it. I popped the question, blah, 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 it's, you know, it's official now. And she was like, oh, okay, cool. You popped the question and all that. I hope you're ready to take care of this family and all that. You know, mom always has to give you a pep talk, right? At that time, I was complaining to her because my landlady had increased. Sorry, people are just walking outside. I was complaining to her about my landlady, because my landlady had, you know, she wanted to increase the rent to 45,000, because we were paying 40,000 at that time in Raqqa. You know, Raqqa, you can get a massive house for cheap. So we were paying 40,000, and then she wanted me to start paying 45,000. I was like, why? You know, there was water issues, because, you know, it's a new place, it's secluded. So there was still water issues, there's electricity issues. They said there was going to be, you know, a swimming pool, but there was never a swimming pool. So I was complaining to my mom about it. And then my mom was just looking at me and she just goes, you know what? This is your family now, you know that, right? And I'm like, yes, this is my family right now. She's like, I never want to hear you complain about rent again. I'm like, okay. And then she said, my house in Westlands, I want to give it to you as an engagement gift. I was like, what? She's like, yes, the people who are living there have moved out, and I was thinking of, you know, renting it out. But since I've seen that, you know, you become a man, that you're going to have this family and you're going to take care of this family, I want to pass that house on to you. And yeah, and this is where my children stay, and this is where, you know, they all stay. Personally, I am not a malicious person. I am not the type of person to try and get somebody back because of, you know, something that's happening between me and them. Right now, my goal is definitely to create a conducive environment for my children to grow, and they're definitely doing that there, because the house is close to school, so they can go to school anytime they want, real quick, come back real quick. It makes it easier for me to visit them as well, and I'm definitely happy that they're comfortable in that environment. I want them to be comfortable in that environment. With your question about, you know, rent and all this, they are sorted. There's no rent that's required. The only thing that I pay is service charge for the place. Scroll, stop. I saw you at Naivas Freedom Hike buying crisps. Are you expecting a boy or a girl? How many calories do you eat in a day? It depends on what goal I'm chasing. So if I'm trying to, like, you know, add some size, then maybe around 3,200 calories. If I'm trying to lean out, 1,900 calories. Challenges you faced moving from UK to Kenya. What advice would you give to others? I lived in the UK for the longest time. I was born in Kenya. At the age of 10, I traveled to Israel. I schooled in Israel for about 4 years. Came back to Kenya at the age of 14. Then I stayed in Kenya from 14 all the way to 16. I went to Braeburn. At 16, I went to North Wales. From North Wales was 16 all the way to 18. And from 18, I went to Liverpool. And then from 18 all the way till maybe 22, I was in Liverpool. Then 22 to 23, I was in Manchester. So majority of my life, I grew up in the UK. It's tough. Yes, coming back from UK to Kenya, there's a lot of things which you might find exciting, other things you might find annoying, but it's just, I feel like being in Kenya is home. When I was in the UK, I loved it, don't get me wrong, but I never felt at home. I never felt welcomed. You always feel like a foreigner. No matter how hard you try to say that the UK, the opportunities are better and all this and all that, it's not the same. I don't even think I would be be as far as I am with my business if I was in the UK. Maybe I would have been getting a lot more money but at a lower position, or I would have been getting the same amount of money but at a lower position. But now, like, I run my own business and I do all these things, and I'd rather that. I'd rather be my own boss and be in the country that I love, the country that I call home. When I came to Kenya, people weren't doing personal training, and look at it now, everyone's doing personal training. Bring all that knowledge that you gained from the UK back home. Let's grow this economy. What did you fear the most after your breakup? When we went our separate ways, the most scary thing during that time was my children forgetting me. I remember the first few weeks I wasn't around my children. Obviously we're with the mother, and I had gone to live in a different place. When I was staying there, I've gone from seeing my kids every single day to not seeing them at all. Why? Because we still had that friction, so it was best for us to just stay apart for that duration. It was so tough because my fear, every time I would sleep, I would have heart palpitations that you might think children's minds are very fragile and they'll just forget you. That's what I was feeling at that moment. If these guys don't see me, out of sight, out of mind, they're gonna forget me. There was a time she reached out to me and she was like, hey, you can come see the kids over the weekend. And I was just so excited. This was probably 2 or 3 weeks after this whole shebang went down, and I was just so excited. I'm awesome. I finally get to spend some time with these children of mine. But it was weird because I had this fear inside me. I was nervous. That first date type of nervous. I was nervous like it's a first date. My fear was just that they're gonna forget me, they're not gonna remember me. I remember when I went there, all I saw was Lexi running, and he was like, Papa. Kai was being carried by the nanny, and he's wiggling, trying to get off her so he can come towards me. And when she put him down, he tried to walk, but it was a mixture of a walk and a run. And the painful part was when we broke up. The last time I saw them, just after we broke up, Kai wasn't walking. And I remember Mo had sent me a video of Kai walking that play area in Westgate. He took his first few steps, then dropped, and she sent me that video. I even posted it up on my Instagram. I was so excited when she sent me that. I had gone from seeing this guy crawling, and I didn't even see that transition. I only saw it on video, and then to only witness it in real life when Kai's trying to run towards me and embrace me. It was an amazing experience. And I remember that day I was like, I'm not even going to do anything drastic take them to a play area or whatever. I just wanted to spend time with them one-on-one. I didn't want anything to distract them. So I took them to a friend's place, one of my good friends. He has a daughter. They were having fun. They were just excited, playing around, running around. It was the first time I was putting Kai to sleep in a very long time, because I used to enjoy putting him to sleep. So he would take his nap on my chest and all that. I'd missed all that. I remember just before we started packing up to leave, Lexi had called me. He was playing with my friend's daughter, and he called me. He's like, Papa. And I was like, yes, Lexi. And I never thought anything about it. I thought he was going to be like, hey, Papa, show me how to do ABCD with this thing. He's going to just show me something random and ask me to help him with it. He just goes, hey, Papa. No, he said, Papa. And I was like, yes, Lexi. And then he was like, I'm happy. He said, Papa, I'm happy. And at that moment, I realized that everything was going to be okay. I realized that he understands what's going on, and all that matters to him is that he gets a chance to be, with his papa. It just made me feel like he doesn't really care at what, capacity. As long as he gets to see me, and as long as he gets to have that time with me, that bonding time with me, everything will be okay. Ever since then, that fear of them forgetting me literally just went away. Every time I see them now, it's, they jump at me, they're excited, they're happy to see me the same way they were in day one, the same way they are now, and I love it. I love it. You don't know how much I love my children. Sorry to, get a little bit deep with that. I didn't expect that, to be honest. Thank you guys for asking these questions. Thank you for being part of my journey. Thank you so much for the support. I've gotten so much support on social media. People who are coming into my DMs and just like have nothing but good words to say. I am just so happy that you guys can witness this journey. I'm so happy that I get to do this again. Someone also asked if I'm happy. Let me tell you something. I am the happiest I've ever been in a very long time. People don't actually know where Corazon has taken me from. Like, she took me from a very dark time in my life when, you know, I was just busy, you know, just in the middle of the night having panic attacks, thinking that this pain is never gonna go away. I did not see coming at all. At that time, there was no one who was caring about what was happening with me. Like, no one was looking out for me and saying, hey, are you alright? No one was doing that until I met her, and she took care of me all the way through, and she dragged me out of this place. And I've just remembered someone telling me the previous question about being depressed. I think I was depressed, and she literally pulled me out of it. I don't want anyone to take anything in bad light. Everything is just like me speaking my truth. I'm not seeking anyone's approval or anything. I just generally want my children to be happy, and I generally want to be happy myself. Awesome. I think that concludes this Q&A. It was up and down. You guys got to know a little bit about me and my hardships, my fun times and all that. That concludes this vlog, and I am sure. Oh, actually, one thing which I want to say is thank you very much guys for 7,000 subscribers. We've clocked 7,000. That is awesome, and let's keep that love growing. If you haven't, please subscribe. Please be part of this journey. More good stuff coming soon. Obviously, I'm just trying to create, like, you know, amazing content for you guys to watch, so that you don't see fitness as a boring, draggy, lame thing. I want you to enjoy fitness. I want you to enjoy nutrition. I want you to enjoy relationship as well. So I'm giving you my ins and outs about it. I will catch you guys on the next one. Deuces.